Hi everyone, it's Rebecca from The Good Switch. I am here in my bathroom today, getting ready to do my skincare audit. Now, I have already researched all of these brands, but I'm going to walk through it with you as well. Before we get started, I think it's worth saying that cruelty-free and determining if something is cruelty-free is actually takes a lot of time. It's actually not as straightforward as you think it's going to be. Some companies absolutely use the Leaping Bunny or PETA certified logos on their products, others don't. They use their own. And it doesn't mean that they're not cruelty-free or they didn't meet the criteria at either Leaping Bunny or PETA. It just means maybe they chose not to license the logo, or they had packaging that they needed to use up with the other information on it. Who knows? So if you're curious about how Leaping Bunny, PETA, and companies determine whether they're cruelty-free, I have a video on YouTube that I will link, or that you can find right before this one, that you should watch. It's about 5 minutes long, and it kind of walks through the different facets at a very high level. I also have a more in-depth blog post about how Leaping Bunny certifies, how PETA certifies, and how we go about determining if a company is sort of split on the certification, they have PETA but not Leaping Bunny, or they're not on either database, how we determine if they are actually cruelty-free. So let's get started. What do I have in my skincare routine on a daily basis, generally speaking? I use Walgreens Cream to Foam Hydrating Cleanser, Cetaphil Gentle Skin Cleanser. I use Vanicream Moisturizer day and night. I use a Paula's Choice Youth Extending Daily Hydrating Fluid SPF 50. On occasion, I'll use the Ordinary Hyaluronic Acid Serum. I'll use the Rock Derm Correction Firming Serum Stick, and the Kitsch Kojic Acid Face and Body Cleansing Pads. So what did I find out? I actually am not doing too bad. The one item in this group that I am going to absolutely switch out is the Walgreens Cream to Foam Cleanser. It actually, PETA states on their website that Walgreens does test on animals. So that's pretty disappointing, but now we know. The ones that are absolutely Daisy approved are the Paula's Choice. They are Leaping Bunny certified. They are a standalone entity, even though they're owned by Unilever, and their entire supply chain and their product is cruelty-free. Kitsch is also on the Daisy approved. They are Leaping Bunny approved. I believe PETA approved as well. So they are definitely Daisy approved. The other four fall into a gray area. So the Ordinary and Rock are both PETA approved, but not Leaping Bunny approved. Has to do with kind of their parent companies, and the Ordinary recently lost Leaping Bunny certification. I am not going to switch those out because I hardly use them, and so if I need another hyaluronic acid or another sort of retinol stick, I might look at switching those out, but they do state that they're cruelty-free. They are PETA certified. So, we're gonna kind of go with that one, and sort of a use caution bucket. Maybe I'll swap them out at some point, but it's not urgent. And certainly that's up to you and your personal preference. The last two that I want to talk about are Vanicream and Cetaphil. So Vanicream is not on either certification list, either Leaping Bunny or PETA. However, they have a statement on their website saying that they do not test on animals. We have no way to verify that, but that sort of statement that's sort of unequivocal, doesn't sort of say only when we have to, only when the law requires, is pretty straightforward. And so we're going to put them in the use caution bucket. If it works for you and you don't want to switch it out, absolutely don't worry about it. Cetaphil is also in that sort of general category. They are not on the PETA or Leaping Bunny certified list. However, they have a very thorough animal testing statement on their website. In some cases, if they sell into China, they are required by law to test on animals. That doesn't mean that they are doing it currently, and they are working, according to their statement, to replace animal tests with sort of scientifically accepted alternatives. So that, again, is sort of in the use caution bucket. Their statement's pretty strong. I think it's pretty much up to you. If it works for you and you want to continue using it, you can probably feel pretty sure that it's cruelty-free. But again, giving you information, you make the choice. I hope you learned something. If you need more information, you can find both the links to my website, my newsletter, and the original YouTube video about how certification works. And I will link them in the comments. Thanks for your time. I hope you learned something, and I hope you find a way to make the good switch. Thanks.